Welcome back to Trying Something New. I am your host, and we've lost my co-host for today. She would rather be playing games online with her friends than to eat something new with her dad for 10 minutes. That's okay. Tomorrow she won't have any electronics. Maybe she'll make one with me tomorrow. So we're still in our holiday Universal Yums box. I safely traveled the world this year, it says. And we're going to try the Netherlands #1 spice cookie, bite-size Kruidnoten Cookies. Ever wondered why spice cookies go hand in hand with the holidays for many people? Thank the Dutch. The spices in these cookies used to be as valuable as gold until the East Dutch India Company, based in Amsterdam, brought them by shipload to Europe in the 17th century. Though more accessible, they never lost their specialness, which is why spiced cookies are reserved for the holidays. There's a bunch of names in there I'm not going to try to say. So after all your ums and yums, make sure you say dank je, which means thank you in Dutch. So, they are a little bite-sized. Maybe I'll save some for my co-host. They're just ginger cookies. Wheat flour, sugar, vegetable oil, spices, invert sugar, sodium bicarbonate, sodium acid pyrophosphate, caramelized sugar, salt, soy, orange peel. So they're not ginger snap cookies, but they're close to it. Well, that was rather boring. I'm going to give them a 2. They didn't taste bad. They're just nothing new. Kruidnoten. Where are they on my little thing here? Here they are. 2. Now, normally we do trivia questions and answers. So I'm going to do one and try not to look at the answers to further questions. £2,000 a limit. We did that one. All right. The city of Nantes, France, puts on a Christmas show where visitors can ride a mechanical elephant, horse-drawn carriage, Ferris wheel, or purple bull. Wow. City of Nantes, France. I've been to France several times. Don't know anything about Nantes. Nantes. Christmas show where visitors can ride a Ferris wheel. That's my guess. Where's number 5? Right here. A mechanical elephant. Every December, an artist group called the Machines of the Isle of Nantes puts on a show called Noël à Nefs, featuring ice sculptures, Christmas trees, string lights, and a bunch of mechanical animals, including a heron, spider, and squid. The highlight of the show, the Sultan's Elephant, a 39-foot tall mechanical elephant capable of taking up to 49 passengers for a ride at one time. I would do that. That sounds like fun. Should I do another yum just because we're only 5 minutes into it? I don't have my cohort. Cocoa powdered truffles. She might like to do those with me. Salted caramel. This is all we have left. Mixed baklava. And some sort of pastry with chocolate in the middle. I forget the name of that one. Mixed baklava. Let's try this one. I find it odd that, well, I guess it's not that odd. Just like we have traditional chocolate in America and other places have their own traditional chocolate, so do places have different baklavas. But this one's mixed. All right, so let's see what it says about this one. Assorted baklava, Jordan's sweetest, flakiest way to break Ramadan fast. I wasn't in Jordan, but I was in Egypt during Ramadan, and our guide could not eat anything until sunset every day. So at the end of the day, we didn't really want to upset him in any way. Boy, he was a patient man. There was, I don't know, 20 of us. And you can just imagine what it's like traveling with 20 people. But this guy had the patience of a saint. And every night at sundown, he'd be eating and drinking and smoking. And okay, so this is an interesting box. It's got wax paper and all these different pieces of baklava inside. Can you see that? That looks tasty, right? So, Ramadan was in the spring this year, but it's still a winter holiday sometimes. Yeah, we went in, I think it was January. They were in the middle, they had just started Ramadan. The month-long Muslim fasting holiday follows the lunar cycle, which moves backward every year. So while Ramadan 2020 began in April and 2030, it'll begin in December. Regardless of its timing, the fast often ends with the same thing, baklava. 9 million Jordanians look forward to it every year, as do our longtime customers who know this syrupy, flaky, nutty favorite is our very own holiday box tradition. So it doesn't tell you what the assorteds are. That one was just pastry and sugar. It's supposed to have cashews, peanuts, cornstarch. Now this middle one that looks like a nest, that's definitely got pistachios in the middle. That looks yummy. Now this is different. The outside tastes more like or it has the consistency of like a Triscuit cracker. More sugary than that. But this one is much better than the first one. So I have to say that I'm very disappointed in the latest writing contest that I had entered. But let me rate this first. I'll give this a 4 for that centerpiece that looked like a nest of pistachios. I'll give that one a 4. So, the latest writing contest was a short screenplay contest. 5 pages long. Couldn't exceed 5 pages long, and it was for 4 rounds. You were guaranteed price of admission the first 2 rounds. The points that you received from your first 2 entries determined whether you got into the 3rd round or not. The first round, my prompts were sci-fi, a fishing derby, and a pair of false teeth. So I wrote an alien abduction story where the aliens are fishing for humans. And the feedback I got from the judges was fantastic. I came in first place in my group. I got a full 15 points. The second round, I got a comedy, an academy, like Hogwarts Academy of Magic, and a rake. And all I could think of was my mind immediately went to Hogwarts. So I did a parody on Harry Potter. I called it Gary Gutter and the Backyard Snake. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't do a parody. Maybe it's not as original as it should be. So I wrote a second one called Military Meatballs. And it ended up being very close, not close, but parts of it had similarities to Monty Python skit. So I actually wrote to Sir Eric Idle, asking him permission to use it. Of course, he wrote back and he's like, there's so many writers in Monty Python that he can't just give me permission to use it. But I said, that's okay. I have my other one to enter. And he, very kindly wrote back and said, use it. People rip off Python all the time. And that didn't sit well with me, that when he said ripped off, right? So I was like, so I went with the Harry Potter parody. And, comedy can be so subjective. What I find very humorous, other people will not, right? So I was excited for the results, obviously. And I thought for sure that because I had the top points in round 1, that even if I got like half points, like a 7 or 6, that I would make it into round 3. Well, guess what? My story came back with 0 points. I was devastated. But you know what it comes down to? It just means that 15 people within my group got points, and 33 minus 15, 18 people didn't get any points at all. So it doesn't mean that my parody was awful. It just means that 15 people wrote a better story than I did. but it's still, for whatever reason, this one hits hard. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I thought it was so funny. You know, and their feedback, parts of it make sense, but other parts it's just like you can tell that it just wasn't their thing. What can you do? So, will I do it again? Absolutely. This was a great contest. I would love to have gotten into round 3 and then hopefully into round 4. But the praise that I got for my fishing story, I called it Catch and Release. The praise I received from that makes me want to continue. I lamented to a buddy of mine after receiving 0 points that I didn't want to write anymore, that the imposter syndrome was very strong, and I felt like giving up. We all go through those stages, right? Not just about writing, but about a lot of things. You know, I said to my friend that it's been 5 years since I've started writing screenplays, and that nothing's really become of it. And he reminded me that I actually had won a contest. The contest was supposed to be getting my short movie made, but for legal reasons beyond my control, the project got canceled. But my friend reminded me that I did win, and that I've placed in several other contests, quarterfinalists, semifinalists. And so I just got to keep trying. You know, I've pitched my features a few times, a lot of times. I had some bites to, you know, full manuscript requests, and one director came close, but he said it was too similar to something else, which, you know, I understand. It only takes one no to kill a project, right? And nobody ever got fired for saying no in that business. Except for maybe all the people that said no to Harry Potter. JK submitted that like to 27 agencies, and then they all said no before she finally struck gold. So you just got to keep trying. And because I'm not normal, what else am I going to do? I'm going to write, I'm going to draw, I'm going to make trying something new videos for you lovely followers. Maybe next time Lexi's not here with me, I'll read you one of my short stories. So until next time, always remember to try something new, because you never know what you might be missing. Please give us a like. Give me a like. She's not here. Leave me a comment. Hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. Until next time, bye-bye.